grade. I am here today to show you how to start your atmospheric perspective landscapes. So today is kind of our sketch day to plan our ideas. So you want to have at least 5 layers in your sketches. I'm going to recommend that you do at least 2 practices. So let's take a piece of paper, fold it in half, and this becomes a lovely little sketchbook for yourself. That you can actually have 4 opportunities, 1, 2, 3, and 4 to draw your landscapes. It is completely up to you whether you want them to be vertical or horizontal. It is your choice. One of the easiest things to do is at the top of your page, kind of just start drawing lines that could be like mountain lines. And they're just going to be layers. They go one from behind the other. Sometimes some are higher, sometimes some are lower, and you can have some get bigger, some sections large. If I do these 4 lines, that only gives me 4 sections, but I also have the sky up here. So technically I have my 5 already. What I might want to do is add something in the foreground that is much larger. Maybe there is a very large pine tree. Pine trees are pretty easy to paint. Maybe there's a little bit of a smaller pine tree that's next to that. So because it is a sketch, you want to make sure that it's not see-through, but it can be a little bit not as nicely drawn and rushed through as possible. Since these 2 pine trees are connecting, this shape will actually wind up being one large shape that they connect to make. So I can erase the lines between those. So this could be one option. Maybe I want to open my sketchbook up and try a seascape option. If I'm going to do a seascape, the line for where the sky meets the ocean should be completely straight. Where you could get some of your values is maybe there is a moon or a sun, and you can have values that are different rings. So maybe this is the lightest and it gets a little bit darker. The water's gonna be a little bit darker after that. Maybe after I do the horizon line, I can add some wave lines, and some of them can be a little bit more elaborate the closer they get. Something as simple as this. If I look at this, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different values I will have to make. So maybe I don't put as many in the sky, or I'm going to put a lot of dark ones for my water. Another option you could possibly do, maybe you want to do a landscape that's more of a desert scene. So you have your horizon line again. You can still do like a mountain range. So that would give me a few. But maybe instead of a large tree, I do a simple large cactus. So you can see it's going to start to be like a desert. And remember in 4th grade we learned as things move backwards, they get smaller. So maybe in the distance, there is a smaller cactus. And then maybe there's an even smaller one back here. So as it's moving backwards, the values will be changing. In this one, I have a lot of values still. The lightest would be where the sky is, then this mountain behind it. This would be my 3. This would probably be my 4. My ground could all be 1, so we'll make that a 5. This is a 6, and then this would be the 7 that is the absolute darkest. So you can see how I'm doing a lot of variety in my sketches. Your job is to come up with at least 3 different ones. If you wanted to do more of a cityscape kind of idea, think about how as the buildings change, your horizon changes. Maybe it starts off with some large lines, and then you want to think about how different buildings have maybe different silhouettes to them. So maybe like a castle, maybe I'll have something that's just a little bit of more of a castle line here. So I'm just drawing the different kind of landscape ideas, but this would all be connected. This is a lot more simple of an image, but I still have lightest 2, this would be my 3, this would be my 4, and my darkest. So every single one gets labeled. What's going to be the lightest on your paper? What's going to be the darkest on your paper?